AZ Bill 3433 here once again. A couple of videos ago I showed you a stove that started out as a mistake, and then I ultimately tried to make it into a stove that would be usable for a beer can pot. And I said that I was going to add on the end of it was actually an aluminum bottle that was either a hairspray or I think it was mousse or one of those that my wife had. And so I took it off yesterday and put a hole through it and cut it and put it on with a JB Weld, and here we are. This is what it kind of looks like now. I've already tested it once and it ran pretty good. Ultimately it looked real good and looked stable with the pot on it. So I'm going to do another burn test on it again here to show you how it works now with a little better stable top to it. To get kind of a reference, you can see that this is a Bud Light inverted stove with the inverted sides into it. So you can see that this portion, being what it is smaller than the opening to that can, or to that stove. So you can see how much smaller it is. The other thing I wanted to show you was that I finally got my pump action type remote to work. It worked before, but on the old bottle, which was actually just the hand soap bottle. So what I actually had to do was take the cap here, and I had to actually Dremel off about 3/8 of an inch off the bottom of it, so it actually seat onto this bottle here that I actually got from Mini Bull Design. So I tried this out also here recently, and it works real well, and I'm going to use it again in a couple of videos coming up. So I'm going to switch off and do the burn test on this stove here, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'll set up to do that. Back in a minute. Okay, we're back. We're all primed up, ready to go. We got 3/4 of an ounce of fuel in the stove, 2 cups of water in the pot at 64 degrees, and let's get her lit up. Usually what's pretty nice about this is it doesn't take very long for it to prime and get a bloom. And I think we're already, now you can hear the alcohol is starting to boil up a little bit already. And there we go. We've already got, it'll calm down. It usually calms down. It just has a little bit of flare up right at the beginning when it's burning off the excess alcohol in the pan. So let me turn the lights out here. First of all, let's get my iPad started here on our time. Okay. We're about 15 seconds off there, but that shouldn't make too big a difference. So let's turn the lights off here, see how she looks. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let me turn the overhead light off too quickly and see if we can see a little better view of what that looks like as far as any lapping. There's a minimum amount of lapping, I think, on the pot. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's turn that overhead light back on again. And I will show you. Let me pan over to the iPad, and I've got that up and started here. I don't know if you can see the time on there, but it started. And what I'll do is, when I start to hear some movement in the pot as far as boiling process coming up, I'll start the camera back up again, and we'll see what kind of time we're at. Be back in a minute. Okay, we're at about the 3 minutes and 35 second mark, and I'm already hearing, you know, some perking in the pot already. So we'll kind of just wait and see when we get a rolling boil going here and what kind of time we're at. And what I'm actually going to do is, let's see, right at 4 minutes right now. Let's take a look, and I can hear it's doing pretty good. Not quite a rolling boil. It's boiling, but not quite a rolling boil yet. We have to wait till we hear that kind of rumbling when it starts a rolling boil. Okay, there we are. We're at 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and it's got a rolling boil. Yes, probably you can hear that a little better with the top off. That it's got a rolling boil. I'm going to let this run out. We'll let it run out and see. It's on 3/4 of an ounce of fuel. When I ran it this morning, it ran out about at the 7-minute mark, or 7.5 minute mark. That was with 1 ounce of fuel this morning, so I actually cut it down to 3/4 ounce to see how long it would run just on 3/4 of an ounce. We're already at the 5-minute and 15-second mark now. So that's pretty efficient, I would think. So let's see, we're at 5 minutes and 30. Still going pretty good. Let's see, pan over and take a look at the iPad here. Back here. And that's about it. It's dying out. And at 6 minutes and 6 seconds it died out, so that's not too bad for 3/4 of an ounce of fuel. And it did get the boil up at, just a little over 4 minutes. Turn this off. So that's not too bad. So I think this is so far is a pretty good success with that additional top on it. Yeah, let's take a look at it. Grab a hold of this. It's a little difficult with the camera in the way here. It does stick a little bit because of the paint on the bottom of the can. It stuck this morning and let some residue paint on the top, but it doesn't look too bad now. I got most of it off with some steel wool. But looks good. Now if you have any comments or questions, I'd appreciate it. Until then, we'll see you later, and thanks for watching.